Well, before joining Jack and the Edge rowing team, I wasn't actually rowing, I was paddling. So I was doing a lot of dragon boating, and I'd just come off a big block of training in the build up to a dragon boating specific competition, the Dragon Boat World Championships over in the US. So I really was looking for the next challenge. I'd lost a bit of motivation, lost that focus, lost that goal. So I was really looking for more than anything, really, some support in really getting going again, getting fit again, and having something to drive towards. And so that was my main focus for joining Jack and their Edge rowing team. Well, before joining Jack and the Edge rowing team, I was maybe a little bit skeptical of online training. It's difficult to, I didn't know if there would be the right level of engagement, how the remote training would work, how the accountability would work. And that's really, what's impressed me the most about Jack and the Edge rowing team, how he has and how the guys as a whole have really made that sort of jump from, whilst being remote, at the same time creating a real sort of community, creating real accountability, creating motivation, engagement and encouragement for the team as a whole. That certainly makes the difference, because it's very easy training when you're feeling good, and anyone can do that, but the gains often come when you don't want to train, and making sure that you do train on those days and don't miss training sessions, and having that motivation and having that accountability through the team as a whole does make a difference. I would say Jack himself is very personally engaged. I've never sort of had that level of engagement through an online trainer. So, the check-ins, the personal touches, the direct correspondence on WhatsApp, and just that direct line of communication, and those check-ins make all the difference. And it's not prescriptive, it's very ad hoc, it's continuous, so it's very, in that sense, it's informal, but it's ongoing, that communication, and that makes a real difference. And you feel you're really building that relationship, albeit you're not in the same place, but you're continuously communicating with each other. Well, teamwork is key. It's often an individual sport, but at the same time, the way you're connected through the community makes massive difference, and you actually learn a lot from the other athletes on the forum. People share their personal stories all the time. They share their highs as well as their lows. So you just learn that not all training is straightforward, not all progress is linear, and people struggle through things in the same way as you might do yourself. So from that, I think, you can see and you can hear other people's stories, and the time it takes for them to make those goals and achieve those goals, and somehow they deal with their setbacks, that it's not always straightforward. And that sort of gives you a bit of comfort in what you're doing yourself, because you yourself would also, often struggle, and you think it's the end of the world and you're not making the progress you want to be doing. But, if there's someone else who's been and done that and been through it before, it's often shared on the group, and you can sort of have a bit of faith, therefore, in the process, and just learn that patience is just key, for, consistently, and the results will eventually come. And it's often when you hear that from other athletes, and when they go through or have been through things that you're going through, and they're sharing that, that provides a lot of comfort in what you're doing. What have we got to lose? It's a great program. It's a great bunch of guys, and it's Jack's experience and knowledge, attention to detail, engagement, is second to none. So there's not too much downside by giving it a crack. It's so difficult training on your own, so difficult trying to reach certain milestones on your own. To have not only Jack but the wider community, and to be able to plug into that, will make a big difference. And you'll, without a doubt, you'll make gains, and you know, you'll learn a lot along the way, and you do it not on your own, you do it with, you know, a great bunch of people who are engaged and people who care. Look, I'm very much of a process-driven guy who likes structure. So, you know, just having Jack and his team, you know, sort out the training program for me just provides me with a big sort of peace of mind. Knowing that that training is all looked after, knowing that if you plug into that, you know, and you do what you're told and you follow that process, the results will come. So not having to worry about that means that the rest of my life, day-to-day life, is, you know, a bit calmer. I've got that peace of mind, and it gives me then the energy really to focus on the rest of the aspects of my life, knowing that that's looked after. Of course, there's soft benefits. You know, if you train regularly, if you feel good about yourself, and that all comes with, you know, staying engaged with Jack and the rowing team and following that training program and listening to your coach. Then, you know, it filters into the rest of your life, the energy, the mood, the positivity, you know, having that goal and that focus, that sort of really sort of helps set your day-to-day sort of life up.